Hello, and welcome to another episode of 8 Arts and Culture. I am your host, Kendal McAuley. Welcome back, y'all. Let's get to it. So this week, we are featuring the Cultural Arts Center of Glen. So this is a community staple here in Central Virginia, and I was lucky enough to have the opportunity to visit. So yeah, this was my first time ever going to the Cultural Arts Center of Glen. And I must say, I'm so upset I waited this long to experience all that they have to offer. They have art exhibits there. There are concerts and shows, also theater performances. So make sure y'all check it out. But today, we're going to take a focus on the winter and spring classes that are offered at the Cultural Arts Center. So I had the opportunity to speak to Rosalind Koons, who is the Arts Education Manager over at the Cultural Arts Center. And she shared a little bit about the classes that you can take at the Cultural Arts Center. And then also she shared a little bit just about what you can expect, what's new with the education program. So before we look at the interview clip, just to share a little background on the classes that are offered, they have ceramics, fiber arts, 3D design, culinary arts, also painting, drawing, mixed media. So there's a bit of a variety and a little something for everyone. So we are going to take a look at what Rosalind had to say about the classes that are offered here at the Cultural Arts Center.
So we have many of our returning classes. We have a whole pastels curriculum, soft pastel painting, and that's with one of our long-term instructors, Linda Wolitz. She kind of has this very loyal group of people who come and attend her class and have for many years. We also have a full watercolor curriculum with instructor Roz Berlin. Similarly, have so many people who are super loyal to her, really have enjoyed having her as an instructor. Actually, the room that we're in is her primarily where she does most of her classes. So we have kind of our standard classes that we've offered for a long time, but we definitely have a lot of new classes. Some of the ones that kind of stand out to me, we have an intro to spoon carving, and it uses this kind of like green wood technique, which I wasn't familiar, but talked to the instructor. It's kind of taking trees that have just fallen, using the limbs fresh from outside and being able to carve those into functional objects, for instance spoons, and you get to leave like this nice little object that you made. We have a leatherworking class, so the students will come in, learn all there is to know about cutting leather, trimming the leather, stamping it, and then they leave with a belt. So we have some really exciting one-day workshops for people who don't want to commit to a full 10-week class, want to kind of taste a little something different. So we definitely have lots of new things for sure. So we have classes for literally everyone. We have kind of the one-day workshops that are great for people who are wanting just to kind of feel out something new, different, new skills. But then we also have classes that range from complete beginner, like some of our watercolor courses haven't even touched a watercolor pan before, like amazing class for that. And then we have some more advanced classes. We have kind of a Inside the Painter Studio is what it's called, and it looks at some historical painters and kind of using some of their techniques and then being able to integrate that into people's practice. So we have such a range for all different skill levels. So we definitely have opportunities for our students to be able not only to have kind of informal showings in the classroom. We try to do once yearly exhibiting the students' work alongside the instructors' works. And then we kind of pair that with our first floor, have our main galleries, so we can kind of simultaneously have the students' work that's produced here showing alongside some of our artists that we've brought in to exhibit as well with us. So we have amazing early childhood classes. Our instructor, Tarnisha Evans, she does amazing workshops with kids. She's able to wrangle them in a way that I'm sure most people can't. And then we also have adult classes. A lot of our classes are majority adult, but we like to have, if you're not quite a kid, but you're not quite an adult, we also have some teenage classes, some classes that are good for people who are maybe closer to my age, but all different age ranges can come to our classes. I think the best thing about the art classes, and I think this about art in general, is the people making, the people instructing. I've really grown so close to our instructors. I was talking to one the other day, and she said, my joy in art making comes from seeing people grow. People who've started with no background at all, and now, in her words, surpassing her own skills. And I think that's such an amazing thing. And our instructors truly make this place amazing, and they connect to all their students, and the bond that they have is, I think it's one of the special things about our classes, for sure.
So you can check out their program on their website, which is artsglenallen.com. And again, just check it out. Check out their programs, their art classes. They have really cool art galleries with amazing artwork in there. I mean, it's just amazing. I will definitely be back. It was my first time there, and I truly loved it. So I definitely will be back. But that is all I have for today's episode of A Arts and Culture. Thank you for tuning in with me. Hope to see you again.